Welcome to the Parlay Studios, and this right here is your home for NBA, NFL, and some fun little trivia at the end every single time. I'm Noor Zainab. Right next to me is Jelani, Goodridge-Reid, and Justin Pooni. And later after this block, you'll find Sarah Said with her NFL takes. But first, it's the NBA, you guys.
It is.
And there is no dull moment in the NBA ever. You know that meme that goes 0 days since NBA drama has happened? Literally that every single day in the NBA. And why? Steve Nash has been fired, let go,
mutually agreed to
part ways so he can get his severance pay, whatever the case is. All that transpired yesterday. They still played that game last night where they played the Bulls, lost, unfortunately, obviously, my bad. But right after that game, KD had his presser, and his presser, he had said that he had no idea this was coming. He woke up from his nap at 1:15 p.m., turned on ESPN, and there it was, right on TV, big flat TV screen telling him that his coach has just been fired. And he said that he hasn't spoken to Steve just yet. He wishes him well, but he says he wants the next coach to be good and high IQ. Hopefully good and high IQ. But we know the Brooklyn Nets themselves right now, they have been not just Steve Nash's issue, but they have been kind of a mess on court, off court, front office, back office, bench. Everything has just been a mess. So I gotta ask you guys, is Steve Nash the scapegoat here? Or how much responsibility should he bear for this entire organization going up in flames?
He bears blame. He's not off the hook.
I say a bunch.
He bears a bunch of blame. I think Steve Nash proved that he wasn't ready to be an NBA coach, right? You can't go from being like a consultant in Golden State to being the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets with guys like Kyrie Irving, James Harden at one point, Kevin Durant, and he proved that he got outcoached the whole time in the playoffs. That's
why they got swept.
That's why they got swept. Kevin Durant could not get any open shots. He played Kevin Durant 48 minutes thinking I could just ride Kevin Durant.
Absolutely no adjustments.
No adjustments whatsoever.
Both sides of the ball.
The guys, I'm sure they respected him as a coach. As a player for what he did.
For sure.
Didn't respect him as a coach. Didn't listen to him. They never did anything about defense. Defense was not an option in Brooklyn.
Right.
So Steve Nash, while he probably is a hard circumstance to deal with, he does deserve some of the blame because he never galvanized the locker room.
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever saw this working.
Yeah.
We knew that Steve, okay, he's a Hall of Fame point guard, right? But when you look at the track record of guys that used to play and as a head coach, it doesn't really pan out. Some guys like Steve Kerr, it's worked, but
Steve Kerr was a role player, right?
But overall, like superstar guys going as head coaches doesn't really work. So yeah, Nash, I mean, it never worked from day one. And it was just the lack of adjustments. It was the lack of understanding, game situations. That's why the Nets struggled in the playoffs. They only have one playoff series win since, this whole thing has happened, right? Very, very disappointing. So when you're talking about this move, it had to happen at some point. And let's say they kept, let's say they started winning games. Would they have done it? I don't know, right? I think it was just this probably was the right time.
I think you lead me to a really good question there because I got to ask you guys. Ben Simmons got traded there. He's only been playing this season, really. That's pretty much it. He hasn't played before. But we all knew that the Steve Nash firing or something was going to have to change in that Brooklyn Nets organization. Something somehow had to go. Was this too soon for him with Ben Simmons just coming back in 7 games? Or had Ben Simmons played better? Should this have been a different conversation?
I think he should have been fired after the Celtics.
Yeah, he got swept. That was embarrassing.
That was a really bad series for the Brooklyn Nets. Not even getting a win in that series, and just the way they got exposed. Yeah. Steve Nash's coaching was exposed in that series, so I think that was actually when they should have got rid of him. Now you're talking about Ben Simmons incorporating him in the the system. I mean, it's gonna take a while for us to see, how that works. Will Philly Ben ever come back? We don't know. So we'll see what happens with the new coaching. But yeah, in terms of when Steve should have got fired, I think that this was actually too late. I think they should have done it before. in my opinion.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's a bad look to do it 1 week in when it could have been done in the season.
But when you're looking at the defense, like especially the defense, it's just okay. You can put up 125 per night, that's cool. But if the other team's putting up 130, what are we doing here, right? So
and you have guys, that can play defense.
That's
Kevin Durant's proved he can play defense. Ben Simmons proved he can play defense. Royce O'Neal came from that Utah team that played defense.
So you can't just let lanes all over the place. You can't allow a free pass free tickets handed out
And
to
we saw
every
that last
team
time.
to go in the paint and do whatever they want.
We saw that last time with Zach LaVine. He cooked them in the fourth quarter.
My guy.
Cooked them.
Timothy.
Barbecue chicken them.
But before we end up, I gotta ask you guys this. We talked about Steve Nash already. We talked about the fact that Ben Simmons has just come back in the lineup. We're not gonna mention Kyrie Irving because that's a whole different segment. That's a different day, different story. Let's leave it at that. But before we quickly go, I gotta ask you in a sentence or less, what will Katie's legacy look like if the Nets can't win a championship?
I think Katie's legacy is already cemented. Like, we all know him as one of the...
leaving OKC to go to joining the Warriors team and then winning with them.
That's all part of his legacy, yeah.
I mean, that's also, if you ask the normal fan out there, that's a legacy, but it's also kind of a tainted legacy when you leave OKC in the way you did.
I didn't...
So
but you asked the question.
But I'm asking you
what's his legacy?
Saying,
I said his legacy.
That's his legacy right now. His legacy.
I didn't even say what his legacy was. Yeah, but all right.
And then he
I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't even say what his legacy was.
Once it's all said and done, the overall idea of Kevin Durant is he is a champion.
Yeah.
He's one of the best of all time. However, he failed to lead a team to the chip. That's if he can't win in Brooklyn. Because let's be honest with ourselves, we have not seen it. Right? We haven't seen him be that guy. You could say, oh, he saved the Warriors. Okay, well, same way I could say that they had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and a good head coach in Steve Kerr. So that will be the overall idea, is that he is a fantastic player, one of the generational talents, one of the most unstoppable, maybe the most unstoppable offensive force we've ever seen, ever. But at the same time, could he be that guy to lead a team to the chip? No.
Well, there you have it. KD, you are on notice. The Brooklyn Nets, we'll see what happens there. And up next, we have Sarah taking on the NFL with the J Unit.
And now for the best part of the show, let's talk about the NFL.
Absolutely.
First, let's talk about your favorite winners from the trade this year. Justin,
Jelani, Sarah, I got to go down to South Beach with not Miami Heat, the Miami Dolphins, because they got Bradley Chubb.
They did.
For a first-round pick. They also sent that bum Chase Edmonds to Denver. I have some friends that had him in fantasy. He sucked this year. But the Miami Dolphins just legitimized themselves even further by getting an elite pass rusher in Bradley Chubb. GM Chris Greer,
he's doing well.
Those 3 picks they got from the 49ers for Trey Lance turned into be Bradley Chubb, Jalen Waddle, and Tyreek Hill. All 3 will probably be Pro Bowlers this year.
Trey Lance better pan out.
Trey Lance better be all that in a bag of chips.
That's a huge fleet.
But I love what Miami did. They're going for it. They needed a pass rusher to get after a guy like Josh Allen, a guy like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. You need those elite pass rushers. You add him to a defense with Javon Holland, Xavier Howard.
Jalen Phillips, he's good.
Jalen Phillips, who's another great pass rusher, underrated pass rusher too. And on the offensive side, Tua's been balling, right? That run game is going to get a lot better with Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. Former San Francisco 49er running backs under Mike McDaniel. And of course, you have the best duo in football and the dirtiest gritty in the game, Mike Gesicki. So the Miami Dolphins and Bradley Chubb are my winners.
You know, that's a good pick. I'm looking at Baltimore. I think picking up a guy like Roquan Smith, that's a very good move. To me, again, the way he plays, he fits the system perfectly. I'm not saying he's Ray Lewis or anything like that, but he does play like a Baltimore Ravens linebacker. And they need this, right? The Baltimore Ravens defense hasn't been as good right now. They're in the second half, the bottom half of the league in many categories right now. So bringing a guy in like this can help you in the AFC. Right now, we're talking about the Buffaloes, the KCs, but who else is going to step up in that conference? I'm looking at Baltimore as that possible team. They have a good offense already. We know what Lamar Jackson is, but in terms of the defense wins championships, right? And if you want to make noise, you're gonna need your defense to step up. A guy like Roquan Smith comes in the door. He's gonna help matters in Baltimore. I like this move.
Sounds great. I'm going with tight end TJ Hawkinson.
I like that.
He already recorded 395 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 26 receptions. So I honestly think that it was like an unexpected.
Yeah, especially within a division like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that will greatly benefit the Vikings. I don't.
And like you said, like his hair, his vibes fit the Vikings.
He looks like a Viking.
Looks like the logo, huh?
It just makes sense, you know what I mean?
It kind of does look like the logo.
He does a little bit, yeah.
All right, let's talk about our biggest losers, I guess, of the trade. I'm going with the Colts, who lost Naheem Hines. They traded him to Buffalo. And honestly, the Colts are just mid. And I saw them play in real life, and they're mid. But I was happy they were mid because they played the Titans, and they won. The Titans won.
Yeah, my biggest loser is the man in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Aaron Rodgers. Man, he saw the Bears get Chase Claypool. Saw the Vikings get T.J. Hawkinson.
2 division rivals got somebody.
Got better, right? And he couldn't get anything, man.
The Packers do?
Like, I was saw on Twitter, they might find Devin Funchess out of retirement.
Yo.
Sign Andy Isabella.
Something like that.
Something like that. Just trying to, but like
disappointing.
The Green Bay Packers, I don't know what they're doing. They play very safe. They don't make splashy moves. You need to do something splashy because you're paying. I don't know. Like, I get the Packers have to draft and develop, but you have a guy you're paying $50 million to be your quarterback, right? You need to insulate him with offensive weapons, right? And yes, those young receivers, some had a decent game on Sunday, but it's not enough. And if I'm Aaron Rodgers, it's probably my last year. I'm going to go move to Peru, do another cleanse, pop a lot of perks, and just live my life in Peru. I think he's going to live like Tom Hanks from Castaway. Grow the hair out, the beard out, and then just fall off the map of civilization.
I'm so disappointed in the Packers. I am so, I get it. You have Aaron Rodgers, right? But wouldn't you want to try? To me, it seems like they don't want to try. They were comfortable with having Brett Favre all those years. Then you have Aaron Rodgers. So it's been 30-ish years of
30
success,
years of
right?
a great quarterback.
But only 2 rings. That's it.
That's
only
not good.
2. You would think they'd have more. You'd think this guy on the screen would have more.
Vince Lombardi is rolling in his grave right now.
At this point, I think he should have 3 or 4, right? And you want to talk about the playoff issues and all that stuff with him and the defense. Okay. But the problem is they just, you might want to point to the fact that they don't have an owner, right?
That's a very good point.
So if this was another team, maybe Rodgers goes there and says, "Okay, yo, give me somebody," right? But here they have a board of
governors and
in Green Bay. It's the fans that run it.
The
right?
fans own the team.
So that's a point that I think people are failing to bring up. I'm just so disappointed. You have guys on the market. Chase Claypool. I'm not saying he's a wide receiver 1, but he's something, right? He would help you out, right? He would help you in some way. You have Brandon Cooks. He was on the market. Jerry Jeudy was on the market. Nothing was done by the Packers.
You still have Odell Beckham.
Are you going to bring him in?
But he's not.
Or are you going to say that you want him and not going to do anything?
Yeah.
I don't know what the Packers are doing. They're 3-5 right now. They don't look good on offense.
That division's pretty much wrapped up.
It's the Vikings are a 3.5 game lead right now. So if you're a Packers fan right now, I would not be, I would not be happy because again, this is another wasted year of Aaron Rodgers. I think that they've wasted Aaron Rodgers' career. I genuinely believe the Packers, you guys have wasted his career.
Question, how old can these quarterbacks get to? I know there's a trend of
he's late.
Keep going and going, but is there really
Well, you can't even sneeze on a quarterback now and you'll get.
That's true.
Unless you're Justin Fields, then you can get abused as much as you want.
I know. But I think Rodgers, he is old. But I think he has a few years left.
Sure,
I think I'd give him 3 years left. But is he motivated to even play anymore? I don't know because to me, press conferences, he looks angry, right? He looks just
passive aggressive,
beaten up. He's always been passive aggressive. Yeah. We know that. But I think the joy is they don't look like the Packers.
No, they don't have. They're not the cheeseheads anymore. They're
that cheese is molded.
They're moldy cheese. They look
like blue cheese right now or whatever.
Blue cheese,
bro. It's over.
You got to tell us about your.
That's not your loser. The Packers are
not my loser. I'm so disappointed.
And I can't wait for him
to talk about the next one.
Now open up your heart and tell us you're a real loser.
Look, I don't care about the Packers at all, but the team that the Packers are playing pretty soon, the Dallas Cowboys. Man.
There we go. Yes. There. Look at the screen. There's the man, Jerry Jones. American propaganda marketer, media extraordinaire, Jerry Jones.
Jerry, I love you. Okay, you're my guy. The Jones family, Steven, Jerry Jr., the crew. What are we doing? What are we doing in Dallas? Okay, you look at the NFC right now, guys. You're talking about a conference that really you could only say there's one good team right now. Right?
That's your division rival.
Hated division rival. They're 7-0. Cool. This is the year to do something because there's nobody in the NFC right now doing anything. Jerry, look at the lineup. CD, okay, cool. You got Michael Gallup. He's working back, right? He's working back. Cool.
He's not that guy.
But Noah Brown, you have an opportunity to make a move. You used to make moves, Jerry. You were the guy in the 90s. Dion, Charles Haley.
Jeez, man.
You brought them in. Didn't you not? You fired Tom Landry. You traded Herschel Walker to make a dynasty. You have an
Jeez, man.
opportunity here to do something. In 2022, the NFC is the worst it's ever been. This is your chance. We haven't seen an NFC championship game since Fresh Prince was on TV. Woo! I wasn't even a thought the last time we were in the NFC championship game, Jerry.
Dude, this guy's.
Brandon Cooks, I get it, the 18 million, I get it, the 18 million guaranteed. That was why the deal didn't come through. But Jerry, you talk to me about caring. You are 80 years
Jerry,
old.
look what you're doing to this guy.
It's
Look at him.
It's 80 years old now. That's his age. Jerry, you're not here forever, man. You're not.
Yo, are you crying, bro?
No, I'm not. It's
I
called
believed
acting.
it.
It's called
I
acting.
believed it.
Jerry, you're 80 years old, brother. You had the talk. You said you talked with the man upstairs
right.
about wanting another ring.
Oh,
Jelani.
This was your opportunity. You failed it. I don't know how we go.
last year was your year.
I don't know. Right? We had a great lineup of receivers last year. This year, where are we?
Well,
Brandon Cooks
I
should have
guess
been a Cowboy
We'll
today.
have to wait for next year's trade, though. Is that?
You still got Odell, baby.
I know.
Odell,
know,
I mean,
know.
again, he says, I like Odell Beckham Jr. I like him too. Bring him home.
He's not from Texas.
Bring him home.
Okay, let's.
All right.
Let's,
Well,
let's
thank you,
stop.
Jelani, and
How was that acting?
It was good,
that
very
good?
good.
Was that
Really
Okay.
good.
and we are all done for NFL.
We are done.
today.
And welcome back to the Parlay Studios. Here I'm Noor Zainab. Next to me, Sarah said, Jelani, Goodridge-Reid, and Justin Pooni. Guys, where are we located? What's the city?
Toronto.
6.
Okay, you sound like you're scared. You should be
I was-
scared.
We're actually
You should be
located
scared.
in. I'm actually not
Because
gonna drop the address.
Now, guys, your Toronto knowledge is up for the bat. Are you ready?
No.
And this is
I'm
not
not.
just the, it's going
just
to be a
wanna-
true and false section. And it's not your everyday true and false. This is when you get to grade 5 and your teachers are like, you can't just say false anymore. You have to tell me what the correct answer is.
Ah.
So you can't
course.
just tell me it's false, but give me the correct answer afterwards. All right.
on,
So, number 1, you guys. CN Tower was the tallest building for 32 years. True or false?
True.
Wow, there's some
But,
geography.
what's the what's the
no,
new
no,
what's the
no.
tallest building
No,
right
no, no,
now?
no. False.
Why?
Say false?
Are you
She
going
said
against
she already
them?
said we're right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, don't do it.
Huh?
Don't do it.
The math was not mathing in my
Just
head.
go with
I
your
saw
gut.
your eyes like
Go with
they
your-
both said true.
go with your
Okay,
gut.
good.
I
It
did
is
think
true.
true, and then I was like, wait,
Yeah,
but
it's
then
true.
Go with your gut.
We'll
Go with
give
your
it to
gut.
you. It's called the 6 because Drake said so. True or false?
True. He
True.
made it cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the city of
Why
Toronto.
is it called the 6?
Because the area code's
'Cause,
416-647.
And Drake, you
And
know,
Drake made
he
it
just
cool.
made it a whole big thing.
Aren't there 6?
It's true, no?
Isn't there like 6?
Yo, how
boroughs?
embarrassing is that? I know more about
6
Toronto than.
boroughs.
I thought it was because the 416 area code, and then
You're not
I thought,
wrong,
and then
Jelani.
then I thought it because of Drake.
Drake set the postal code over here.
No,
in
no,
Toronto.
That's not the post.
No,
area
because the
code.
416, right? The 416. So we know that, and then I thought it was because Drake, like he's Drake,
And
and then he started with
You
the
were
6.
close, but you were also still wrong, Jelani, because
Dang.
Sarah got this right. And Sarah,
Thank
can you do
you.
me the favors, you
Sorry.
queen, and list me the 6 cities?
6 boroughs.
let me
6
see.
cities
Six
in
boroughs.
Toronto.
Scarborough,
Yes.
because it's borough.
Yeah.
Etobicoke.
North York.
Mhm.
Okay, well, probably Etobicoke.
Yeah. There's
Um,
also-
Look at this geography class.
What are the other beaches?
Oh,
Oh no. Downtown core.
North York.
Downtown
I said
core,
North
she
York.
says.
You said
I don't know.
York.
I don't know. I don't know.
We are upsetting all of these geography teachers out there right now.
Honestly,
Hey, I didn't learn this.
We
So
should
I
do
don't
a
know.
field
we're
trip.
upsetting Drake
We
right
need to
now.
do a field trip back to school one day. Like that should be
No.
the parlay
No.
activity that day.
No.
We go back
Can
to
we
grade
go to the
5.
ROM?
I think we need a real teacher.
should
I think we need a professor to sit us down and be like, this is what Toronto looks like. Okay, that was a sad one. I don't want to be a part of that. But the Leafs haven't won the Stanley Cup since Pizza was founded. There are now 500 stores. True or false?
Problem is I can't remember. I don't know.
True.
I don't know.
1967.
I don't know when. I don't know.
1967.
Yeah, but I don't know when Pizza was.
Yeah, I don't know about
So
pizza.
I'll say
That's the
false.
question. Floss?
False.
Oh, I thought you said floss.
Floss?
Okay.
False. False.
Sorry, I heard floss.
False.
True.
I'll say false.
I feel like there's no way Pizza was founded before 1967. It has to be. No,
So you're on my side.
yeah,
So
yeah.
false, true?
No. I think it's true.
So you think it's
So
true?
why? You're not on my side.
Do I understand how games
Let me
work? I'm
rephrase
sorry.
The question again.
Okay.
The Leafs haven't won the Stanley Cup since Pizza was founded. There are
And
now
I say-
500
yeah, and I
Yes,
say false.
yes. Okay, okay.
I say
False.
false.
I think it's It's true.
False.
True. And
So why would she ask that question? It's a random
Okay,
question.
maybe Jelani, whatever. Yeah.
is it
false.
false? Well, he's right. There hasn't been any
Okay.
Stanley Cup wins by the Leafs since pizza. The last time they won was when Pizza was founded that year.
Oh, same year.
And since
67.
then, they haven't won
Thanks,
anything.
Wow, this guy's
So
smart, man.
say words
He knows
that
his
pizza
He knows
is
his
that old.
Pizza. Yo, pizza.
I
Do you
feel
like
like,
pizza? Do you
I
like
feel like
pizza?
we're missing the headline here
On
that
the-
pizza is from the 60s.
Yeah,
On the
also-
real talk though,
also
pizza
is
is
great
shit.
pizza.
It's shit.
I think it's
Hard-
good.
It's
It's
cardboard
amazing.
with sauce.
Absolutely.
It's
Jelani has
fantastic
horrible food
pizza.
takes. That's fine. Noor, I'm sorry. It's
Yo,
so bad.
it's
I don't get.
shit.
I don't get all this
I don't get the
slander.
hate. I don't get the hate.
There's
I
a
will
reason they
never
give away for free at
understand.
Raptors
You might
games,
as well
but it
buy It's something
sucks.
called grease.
It's not.
I know.
It is the best cheese you'll ever get. The creamy garlic is a whole different
To me,
story.
it's
You
not the
can't-
best pizza, but I will eat it.
Okay,
I
what's the
will
best
eat it.
pizza then? Domino's or Geno's?
Who? Geno
Um,
Smith?
No.
Geno's
Regino's, I don't put it up there.
I don't know.
I
what
think
is.
Little Caesars has actually
Isn't
moved
there
up the
a
list.
No.
Man, I'm not
I
from around these parts,
I think
man.
Pizza Nova was top of the game until they
Pizza
gave me food
Hut.
poisoning.
Well, that's like.
Yo,
you
Pizza
know,
Hut, Pizza Hut's the
luxury.
old
Yeah,
reliable.
Pizza
Yeah.
Hut.
Pizza Hut,
like
Pizza
luxury.
Hut,
Like,
Pizza
come on.
Hut, panormous pizza.
Can't go wrong with Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, cheese pizza.
But pizza, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Make that creamy
Don't.
garlic. Sell it in stores actually, so I can buy it separately. I think that's a business
I don't get the
strategy that's
slander,
being filled.
bro.
It's just not going right.
Tell the Leafs to win a Stanley.
Yeah, Leafs, come on, like
Yeah, that
it's been
too.
500 stores, bro. Like, let's get it together. Tim Horton was a hockey player.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
Right?
Okay,
Obvious.
come on now.
I didn't know
No,
that.
You
no,
didn't know
he played in the CFL.
I found that
Toronto
when I was
Argonauts.
searching
He played for the
everything
Leafs and the
Stop.
Sabres.
All right. Well, thanks
Yeah.
so much, everybody, for joining us today. This is Noor Zainab, Sarah said, Jelani, Goodridge-Reid, and Justin Pooni, and we are here to give you a combined show with NBA, NFL every Monday, Friday, and Wednesday. Forgot Wednesday there, but we'll see you next time. Take care.